Hello, class, and good evening. I just want to give you some insight on my stance on this week's one discussion in the power of our stories. The first question in our discussion is, how has privilege impacted you personally? And for me, I grew up in the deep South, Louisiana, rural South. We had maybe 700 people in my town, so everyone knew everyone. I grew up in the 70s and 80s, so in Louisiana, and still to this day, there are not many Latinos and Hispanics. So it was black and white for me. So coming to learn both cultures really shaped me into the individual that I am today. So I understand both sides because I have real close friends that are Caucasian and of course black, and I've stayed at their homes when I was a kid, and we had sleepovers and they had sleepovers. So it was just a great time. And some of us didn't see color, but I understood, and we understood as a community where we stood, meaning we had our side of the tracks, they had their side of the tracks. We knew what to do and what not to do. Matter of fact, I graduated from high school in 1986. And up until they consolidated the schools, we had separate proms. So when I say separate proms, you may say separate proms. Yes, there was, of course, the school prom, and the whites, Caucasians, they had their own prom because their parents just didn't feel that their kids should interact with the kids that they go to school with every day, that they play on the same teams, share the same locker rooms, the same showers, might do homework together, but they could not have their proms together. So the proms were separate. Of course, as I said earlier, the school gave the school prom, but the whites and the Caucasians had a private prom, meaning that they had their own prom at at a hotel, nice hotel, and that's where they had their fun for the prom. No one else was invited but whites. Fortunately, I was invited in my senior year, and I was told that I didn't act like everyone else. So I was privileged. And that impacted me because I was invited, but at the same time, when I asked and they said, well, you don't act like everybody else. Well, you don't act like the rest of them. Well, how do the rest of them act? I knew what they were saying. They said, well, you're not as loud. You're not out the box. You're one of us. I said, no. I looked at my skin. I said, no, I'm not close to being one of you all. But I understood where they were coming from. So I had a choice to make. I had a choice to make between the blacks and the whites. And I was straddling the fence because if I went to their prom, then the blacks would call me a sellout, Uncle Tom, if that makes sense to some people out there that's watching me right now. And if I didn't go, then the whites would be like, well, we gave you a chance to be a part of us, so why didn't you take it? This is your chance. And my idol is Malcolm X. And somebody said, oh, Malcolm X. Yes, Malcolm X. Because he had a saying, he said, by any means necessary. And that's the way I've led my life. Whatever you have to do to be successful, sometimes it may cause you taking risk. It may cause you to have family members that don't like you, or friends that may shy away from you just because you did something that you felt was necessary for you to be successful. Because at the end of the day, you have to find that in your heart to be successful. So I would say that was the first time I was impacted with privilege. But it shaped my personality, because now, as crazy as this world is today, and I work at I'm assistant dean of students at a middle school in South Central LA. And our population is blacks and browns browns that come from the projects. It's not lower socioeconomic children. And I can connect so well with them better than some of the other administrators that are not from that background. Now, I didn't grow up poor. I didn't grow up in a low socioeconomic home. I would say it was between low to middle with my parents. My parents only have an 8th grade education, but I was able to, they allowed me to do things. And I was able to grow as a person. And I was a real good student in school. So I joined every club I possibly could. So I got a chance to travel as a kid, not far, but just around Louisiana and sometimes Texas. So I kind of felt that I was well-rounded because of what I did, because of the clubs that I was involved in that was predominantly white at the time. And I had a chance to join them and learn things that I could not do or find out along with the blacks, because they just were not being involved. And what I see now with my job is that I'm able to relate to the young people very, very well and understanding where they came from, because I came from kind of sort of the same exact spot. Number 2, in what domain in life do you hold privilege? For religion, education, finance? I don't think I hold any. I don't think I'm privileged in any way. I'm a black man in America, and that is real. And if you're not a black man, you would not understand, or if you're not from the black community, and some of you may say, oh, we hear this all the time, it's always a complaint. But no, this is real. I work out at 24-Hour Fitness. No, I'm sorry, LA Fitness. And one morning, I go work out every morning at 4:30, and it's the same people in there. And one morning I was walking out of the gym, and this lady, this older white lady, was walking by me. She saw me coming. I had my hood on, and she clutched her purse and walked. And I just laughed and said, ma'am, I belong to the same gym that you belong to. I said, I see how you snatch your, I saw how you clutch your purse and walk to the side. I said, lady, I don't want to do you anything. I said, don't be fooled by the color of my skin. I'm not an animal, regardless of what people may think that I am or we are. But that was a kind of funny thing that I wanted to share with you all. But no, I don't think I'm privileged in any way. The kids at my school think that I'm rich, only because I live in a home. I don't live in an apartment. I dress up every day, and I do it for them, so they can see that you can really be somebody in this life. And they say, well, Mr. Johnson, how do you have this? How do you have that? You must be rich. I say, no, I was just like you. I just went to school. I took school seriously. I graduated from 8th grade. I graduated from high school, and I went to college. And that's how I can get certain things. But you have to apply yourself. So no, I don't think I'm privileged. And that piggybacks on to number 3. How is privilege measured? These kids at my school measure privilege because of what they see me wear. If I'm wearing a Ralph Lauren shirt or jacket, ooh, he's wearing polo. I wear glasses, so I have different glasses, and I wear bow ties every day. I collect bow ties as a hobby. I have close to 300 bow ties, and they see me. Ooh, you must have money. You know, you rich, you privileged. I'm like, no, I am not. But people in the hood, that's how they view others that may look like them, that they don't realize are struggling. But we all have struggles. So hopefully I've answered all 3 of your questions. Not say answer them, but just give you some insight on my take. And I'm looking forward to hearing your take on everything. And I'm excited about this class because I can talk for days, as you all can see. So welcome to my world. Welcome to the power of our stories, because it's our stories. I want to hear your story. Never to judge, just to learn, to see how you feel about certain things. So hopefully this is enjoyable. I'm putting this on YouTube because for some reason I cannot get my computer to work the other way with the other programs. So hopefully everyone will get a chance to see this. Talk to you all soon, class.